Hello, this is Julie Hogue with the Vegetarians and Meat Eaters Split Table Recipes. Welcome to my podcast. I'm super excited you're here. I have a really yummy recipe that is a Mediterranean feta pasta dish, and it's actually good warm or cold. And it's kind of a unique recipe, so I hope you enjoy it. You can make it meatless or add meat, and it's easy to do. After you make it, you just can split it in half, or 3/4 and a quarter, or 2/3 and a third, and then you can add meat to part of it and not the other. So this one's really easy to make it meatless and meat-friendly by doctoring it up in the end, just adding the meat. And this is one of the easiest ways to make a meal for a split table is to do it in the end and to add it just to a portion of it where you separate it out. And that's super easy. So you just use all ingredients that are meatless and then add the meat in the end. It's super convenient and it's very easy to do. I also want to mention that my book, Cabin Crew, which is a YA contemporary romance set in Minnesota during the winter, during that polar vortex storm we had, it's a book that emulates the Breakfast Club. It's going to be free on Amazon on Tuesday, the 22nd. And the really super cool thing about that is you can download it for free. It's the Romance Book Blast Day. And so my book is one of many, many, many books that will be free. So you can sign up for my newsletter if you want to get the direct link to that. And that should be down in the podcast show notes there. And if you also search Romance Book Blast, I'm pretty sure you'll find the website, but that way you can look at all the books and pick some out. This is a way for authors to advertise their books and try to reach new readers and hopefully get some reviews from those reads. So it's kind of like how, did you ever hear how Mrs. Fields started? She gave away cookies. And I'm not sure actually if she's a she, but the company gave away cookies for free over and over again. And this is how they spread their name. Their brand was to give it away for free. So authors will often do that as well to try and entice people into their writer world, into their book world, into, hey, try out my book. So check that out. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be epic. So this recipe is pretty easy. What I really like about it is it uses fresh tomatoes, but you don't actually cook the tomatoes. And it uses fresh cucumber, but you don't actually cook that. So that's really interesting. And so this is pretty easy. You take I'll list out the ingredients here first. 6 ounces of crumbled feta cheese, which equates to about 1.5 cups. Then 2 cups of chopped tomatoes. Scratch that, 2.5 cups. That's right, I upped it because I wanted more. So 2.5 cups of fresh tomato, 1 cup of chopped English cucumber. Those are the ones with no seeds. 1/2 cup chopped green onion. And 4 tablespoons of olive oil, or you could use avocado oil. Juice of 1 lemon, which equates to about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. 1 pound of pasta, any shape you want, baby. And then 1/2 teaspoon dried basil, 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, 1/8 teaspoon dried dill, and 1/8 teaspoon dried oregano leaves. If you don't have that, I have substituted 1/4 teaspoon ground oregano. And then you're going to top it with grated Parmesan cheese. I don't know, maybe 1/4 cup is usually what I've done. And if you want to add meat, the things I've done are cooked chicken pieces or 1 pound of smoked sausage. And then for my family, I usually split it in between 3/4 and 1/4 or a half and half, depending on who's eating, who's going to eat the leftovers, whatnot. So then have 2 bowls. It's very easy. Then you add meat to one and not to the other. It's super easy. And this is a really easy setup for a recipe too, because so you're going to chop all your veggies. Of course, the feta cheese is already crumbled. Usually you buy that as crumbles anyways. You're going to whisk the olive oil, lemon juice, and spices together. And then you pour it over the veggies and mix well. Now, you are cooking your pasta on the side while you're doing this. of course. And so then when you kind of mix the hot pasta with all these veggies, it kind of like transfers some of the heat to them. So it ends up being a warm dish. Now you could let it cool and serve it as a cold pasta salad as well. I've done both ways. I really like it warm and fresh. It's not, I wouldn't say it's the best leftover dish. It's still good. I've still eaten it leftover, but this is one where you notice it's much better fresh when you just have prepared it and then you eat it. So it's like super easy though, right? Like really the only thing you're cooking is the pasta, right? And it's interesting because you have these tomatoes chopped and the cucumbers chopped and the onion, but you don't really like feel like you're eating like hard raw veggies. Like for instance, when you do a pasta salad with, raw carrots and raw broccoli, they're like firm, right? And it's a crunch, but it's a little bit different with this one. And since you're using the green onions, they're a little bit softer too. Like I cut all the way down from, the top of the green onion all the way down through the white. And so basically ends up being kind of a soft dish. It doesn't feel like you're eating the raw vegetables so much as when you'd have a pasta salad with those others. And it's really super easy, like on this summertime right now. And I just love the ease of such a dish. And it's really good. And it's unique. I love the mixture of the tomatoes and the cucumbers with pasta, warm pasta. Like it's an unusual combo. And the one that really surprised me that was good was dill. Now, I haven't tried it without the dill, but I like it with it in. So I would say it's important, I guess. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. It's super easy and, it's very easy to work with to create a meatless portion and a meat-containing portion. It's super easy. I also want to mention, mention this in the beginning, that I will be at a signing a book fair, and that is in Minnesota because I'm in Minnesota. And it's going to be really fun. It's this coming weekend. And I urge people to, hey, get out there and meet people. Get out there and meet these authors. And it's the Wine About Books Fair, book fair for grown-ups. And it's at the Rustic Roots Winery, the 27th from 11 to 3. And the Rustic Roots Winery is really great. I have been there. It has a beautiful view, and they have great wine. They have really good pizza, too. So if you happen to be around, come check it out. And there'll be lots of authors there. There's so many more book fairs opening up around Minnesota and across the country. It's becoming more popular, and I think it's really great because people can meet each other, get your book signed, that kind of stuff. Well, I hope you enjoy this particular recipe. I really love the feta cheese and the fresh tomato as well. Often with tomatoes, I have tried it with two different kinds of tomatoes, like the really big ones, and I've also tried it with the Roma. Can't say I have a big opinion about which is better, but when I do use the big tomatoes, I tend to not include that jelly portion of the tomato. I kind of scoop that out, the seeds and kind of jelly in the middle of that. And if you use Roma, of course, you don't really have that kind of a gel with the seed thing going on. So it's super easy, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're having a wonderful summer. I sure am. I'm enjoying the weather, taking my son to Valley Fair today with some friends. I'm enjoying the foods, and soon we'll be coming up on State Fair time, it's coming up. It's probably about, a month away, I think. We love the fair. We love to go, and we have specific foods we like to eat every time. I don't know about you. I love to try new foods, but then I always feel like, and I don't get my favorite foods for another year. So that becomes a challenge to try new things, yet hit all your favorites. I guess the best way to do it is to eat less. Maybe order something smaller and share it with whoever you've gone with. That way maybe you can try more new things because it's a fun thing, and it's a great way to spend time with family and friends and remember, create these wonderful memories of going. I've gone to the fair since I was a kid. I have memories from being a child all the way through being a teenager in my 20s, 30s, taking my own kids. And now our kids are older and they all still love to go, which is so fun. We enjoy it. So I hope you enjoy this recipe and you have an amazing day. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.